Hello there everybody, so Bio92 Gamer, and welcome back to Tokyo Babel. Now then, well, may as well just go see the other ending while we're at it before we actually start the Lilith route. I think one of you guys told me that's only going to be about 10 minutes, I think. So, let's tear my heart open and don't go to the future. No, I couldn't go. Yeah, just tear my heart open a little bit more, will you please? She considered my face with anxious eyes. I calmed myself down and made an indifferent face, stealing my heart. I continued adding a lie to the mix. Trust me. What a convenient line. It forces trust on another like a duty. I bear my heart open and ask for your trust. You are the one who'd be betraying me if you didn't bestow it upon me. A poisonous expression that veiled a trap. Now that I've seen the true ending, though, I don't like this idea because she's just gonna be born into a world being blind. I mean, she's gonna get the surgery to have her eyes fixed and all that, but, Sormi gave me a weak smile. I realized she had seen through my lie. Yet nonetheless, she decided to leave me with words of confidence, piercing through my heart as if they were a blade, knowing that I'd likely end up spending the remainder of my life tormented by guilt. Forgive me. She could have told me it was alright, that I didn't need to follow her, but she wanted to have a little revenge. She closed her eyes and raised her face. Even I could understand what she meant. I could spot tears welling up in the corners of her eyes. Fighting against the feeling of excruciating guilt, I placed my hands on her shoulders and pressed my lips against hers that felt cold as ice. I couldn't feel a single hint of warmth in the gesture, only pain gnawing at my heart. This torment would likely follow after me for the remainder of my life, a just punishment for my sin. I drew my face back and opened my eyes. Sormi, slightly flushed, smiled to herself. Seemed she was trying to fill her breast to the brim with the blissful glow of the tiny gesture. I would honestly consider this also a bad end because I'm gonna fucking die. Sormi drew away and turned her back to me. Her destination was the gate to the future she had summoned. The moment she opened them, present and future would bind again. The future Metatron made would synchronize with the present, and the worlds of the multiverse would finally be able to branch and move forward again. Yet, I couldn't stop lying. Sormi's shoulders shuddered for a split second. She raised her hand to wipe something from her eyes and turned around to address me. She declared so with a beaming smile, yet she knew full well that such a wish had been futile at this point. Still, she left me with that, letting me know she still had a faint glimmer of faith, nonetheless. Faith that I had no way of answering. Not looking back anymore, Sormi proceeded towards the gates with the light step. She pushed the giant doors open and stepped inside. I could glimpse a torrent of light beyond the doors. She went back to the future, and I remained in the present. I have likely lost my last and only chance to reach her world. Of course you did! No, I'm not, but I'm doing a completionist thing on this, so of course I'm gonna feel terrible. Yeah, I learned what that alternative was, and it was probably one of the happiest freaking endings I've experienced. In the very end, I chose the most realistic of conclusions. Either way, I didn't have long in this world. So I didn't want to cling to false hopes of the future. I didn't want to be tied to anything. I didn't want the strain of excitement on my heart. I wanted a rigid, cold reality, and that was what I chose.
向こうに行って苦しんで苦しんだ挙句に死んでしまったら空見の心に傷を残すとかそういう計算もあるんじゃない？
ないよ、そんな計算。
I was just another loser to be left forgotten in an obsolete world.
まあいいか。せつな。お疲れ様。
Lilith smiled and patted my shoulder. I closed my eyes and dove into the silent darkness. This was for the best of us all. There was no place more suitable for my future than impenetrable darkness. I opened my eyes to the rain pitter-pattering on the window. All of the angels and demons scattered across the world to rebuild the present. Apparently, after the present synchronized with the future, the worlds of the multiverse started multiplying at a rapid pace. That's not good. The water evaporated from hell, while heaven eventually regained its old luster. Lilith went back to her home below the earth, while Raziel chose to ascend with her angel friends. Hope returned to the dying universe. Angels would scoop and pick out the new worlds, while demons would take care of them. Even the old hierarchy had been restored. And so there was nobody left living in Pandora anymore. The students that had been preserved here were all returned to their respective worlds. Someday, in some new world, the people I had grown to know in Pandora would be reborn. In any case, the universe resumed advancing towards the future, its gears spinning and turning with no hint of stopping ever again. Leaving the present I had been living in. Or was it past already? Behind? Forgotten. I glanced at my right arm that let out a strange, stringent sound. I managed to keep it moving for a while, counting on nanomachines alone. But with blood coagulating and the joints completely worn off, there was little I could do to resurrect it at this point. Besides, my right arm, my left leg, left shoulder, right lung, and liver had also given out. My sense of touch functioned at about 20% effectiveness. Sense of hearing, 40%. Vision, 70%. Smell, 50%. And I'd completely lost my sense of taste by now. Only my mind remained clear. I had the feeling it would be the part to give out last. I absent-mindedly observed how my body fell apart. With death, I would return to nothingness. My mind must have understood the terror of that, and yet I felt neither a sense of release nor fear. I took it as a fact of reality and faced it stoically. I considered the rain beyond the window. I could barely make out the sound despite a storm raging there. My ears weren't too much use anymore. Looking at one drop falling after the other, it finally dawned upon me.
なんだ。もうそろそろ終わりじゃないか。
But then it would be a waste to wither in a place like this. I stood up. It felt as if I haven't left this room in forever. It wasn't easy to stagger around with a left leg that was hardly better than a stick, and a right that only barely moved. But, well, I knew that would happen from the start.
仕方ないから、仕方ないと。
I wobbled forward through the lonely corridor. No one ever cleaned this place anymore, so it was covered by a thick mantle of dust. Nothing could hold out against time. Suddenly, a phantasm jumped into my deteriorated vision.
Yahoo! Setsuna!
Sarmi waved her hand and dashed towards me, going right through me like a ghost. I saw her silhouette disappear behind me in the darkness. My mind calm, no disappointment raging in my heart. It was but an illusion, a delusion of a sick mind, a mere fantasy. Still, I'd say I was fortunate to see her again, if anything. In any case, I went through the trouble of getting up and shuffling around, but I seemed to have forgotten my destination. All of my memories of Pandora had been intrinsically connected to the people living there. Going to an empty classroom would only feel hollow at this point.
そうだな。屋上に行くか。
I proceeded forward again. I never knew climbing the stairs could be such a Herculean struggle. I wiped the sweat off my brows. The last time I'd been to the roof was before I lost my left leg. After I lost my right lung, I'd run out of breath just thinking about the stairs. Now, however, I felt as if I could reach the top all right, despite lacking the arms, one leg, one lung, and a liver. Though it might as well have been a delusion that my desperate obsession with the destination gave birth to. Anyway, I'd reached the top. Today was the day I felt like I would definitely do it. The place where I'd once gazed at the stars. The place where she had been closest at my side. Is this silhouette of Sormi supposed to still be here? Part of me thinks it's not supposed to be, but I released a breath so big I thought my soul itself might lurch out through it. Maybe I should take a rest. I could hear the warning sirens going off in my mind already, but I didn't care what they implied. At this point, I would have huffed fumes, drank alcohol, or ingested a liter of industrial effluent if it meant reaching the roof. I continued up, one step at a time, not losing my patience. I slowly pushed onwards. I had to come to a halt once to realize how much torment stagnation truly meant for a human soul. That's why everyone's always pushed forward. Humans had to. It was fine to pause for a while, to take a little break or accidentally wander the wrong way and turn back. But the moment one stopped pressing forward and stopped in place indefinitely, they'd lose their humanity. They'd become an object. Like me, who had chosen the path of torpor. But even if I had followed after Sormi, all that would have been waiting for me was a sudden and painful death, likely after many a struggle and tear. No, because if you followed Sormi, you would have had a fucking happy life! Then again, he doesn't know that. I grew afraid of the pain. I grew afraid of myself not being able to withstand it. I grew afraid of subjecting Sormi to the sight of such torment. I was most afraid of my demise leaving on her an eternal scar. You could laugh and call me a coward all you want, but I couldn't bear the thought. And this was the result. A lonely death I chose by abandoning my comrades. But it also meant I avoided forcing Sormi to go through nursing a dying man, who might as well end up blaming her for this pain. One of you guys in the comments kind of brought it up. It's funny how magic couldn't freaking fix Setsuna, but modern medicine basically gave him a freaking new body. I find that amusing, and I like that. Roof. A dim thought of salvation waiting for me on the roof was likely a product of a delusional mind, but it nonetheless bestowed upon me one last little goal in life. I took another step. I wished I could rest. I felt lightheaded, pain and nausea overcoming me. But I wouldn't give in to mere pain after all I had already gone through. Now that I knew I would soon die regardless, pain had little jurisdiction over me. Another step and another, and eventually the scenery, as if having given up in the face of my tenacity, changed. No, the stairs had merely come to an end, and a steel door now blocked my view. Apparently I had reached my destination. A flood of emotions descending on me. I pushed the doors open. They let out a creak reminding me of the rumble of faraway thunder, though oddly enough, the sound didn't feel unpleasant. Picture of Sormi again. As I finally got outside, a trickle of water hit me from above. I'm guessing this is intentional. Rain filled the sky as far as the eye could see. If rain were the tears of a god, then he was positively bawling right now. My eyes fixed on the dark gray sky. I closed the door. I pressed onwards and somehow finding my way all the way to the fence, leaned against it with my back and gazed into the sky. At this point I must have looked like a wet rat, but the sensation of melting, joining with the rain, filled me with peace. I opened my eyes and made sure to catch every detail in the scenery as a dream suddenly descended on me. A dream of a young boy. His father gave him a present and the boy was elated by what he found under the wrapping. It was a toy of an invincible robot. For a young boy like himself, it was a hero almost as important to his life as his own father. Making fighting sounds with his own mouth, he'd have the robot fly around and banish all evil that stood in his way. The two slept together. The two woke up together. But all men grew up one day, and the boy was no exception. A vague sensation of reluctance on his fingertips. He threw the robot away with a dry heart. Maybe to a trash bin, maybe to a forgotten corner of his closet. The robot would serve no use in his life anymore. At most, he might have pulled it out one day to reminisce about his childhood. During stories like these, the personified robot in question would either fall into deep sorrow or end up resenting his former master. How dare he abandon me? Have I always been just a piece of disposable junk to him? I wouldn't blame him for reproaching his former master with such words. Still, let me tell you of another possibility. What if the robot never wished to be with the boy forever? He fulfilled his duty. He looked over the boy as he grew up, supported and consoled him in the moments of sadness. And eventually it came time for the boy to leave the nest. Wouldn't making the robot sad and lonely cheapen the story? At least, I wasn't like that resentful robot. If anything, I appreciated there was someone there to use my life up as a tool. I accomplished everything I had set out to do. I had no qualms about being thrown away, and would have been more than fulfilled if the one that had used me showed but a hint of hesitation before the act. And so that was why the tears that were currently trickling down my face were those of happiness. Countless different people lived in different worlds. Some struggled to survive, some died satisfying deaths, some loved each other, and some discovered the bond of friendship to be their bliss. This world had been made of such beautiful things. My last words carried the totality of my emotions. A tad bit short for a testament, but it would do. I extended my arm towards the sky. I didn't think I could reach it, of course. All I wanted was to feel closer to heaven. The rain poured down on me like a waterfall. Like a waterfall. No other sounds. Only the falling rain. Pitter-patter, pit-pat, pitter-patter. Pitter-patter, pitter-patter, pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat. I unplugged my unconsciousness. My field of vision got filled with garbage graphics, and the sound of rain ceased. Maybe I should have tried holding on to it for a bit longer. I could tell that the nanomachines in my blood were dying one after the other. My cells proceeded to burst and my body grew rigid. Hard and frail like plaster. All 5 of my senses were almost completely non-functional at this point. Even my sense of vision abandoned me at long last. Everything grew dark. I couldn't feel anything. I couldn't hear anything. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't smell anything. But my mind remained calm, taken in reality for what it was. I didn't feel afraid. Rather, I felt relieved I no longer felt pain. I lost my vision, but not my memories. I tried summoning the now already vague images of my past back to my mind. Sormi, Lilith, and Raziel were all there. I might have not spent the longest time with them, but my memories of those days have remained most vivid. I could see friendship there. The days I spent with them were beautiful, invaluable like the most exquisite of gems. Look at Sormi. The final thought that dominated my mind before death was how much I truly loved the girl. And so my story came to an end. Nothing waited for me past this point, nor did I retain the strength to wish something would. I felt it a little bit unfortunate, a tad bit sad, but I was sure she at least found her own bliss in the new world, living her life happily with her new family. And with this certainty strong in my heart, I finally closed the album of my memories. All that remained was a sweet sensation of bliss. Well, that was fucking depressing! Oh. 18 minutes. That's not bad. Well, I think another comment told me that I actually need to, wait, hold on. Sormi bad end, Sormi normal end, Asakiyumi... Alright. I believe I was told I need to start a new game, like, right off the bat. Aha! Alright, this time we're gonna go meet the Archangel Cameo. Now we're starting on the... well, not really yet, but... this will be a good first step. We stopped in front of the door to Pandora's student council room. Dorkamel. Yeah. Wouldn't Camiel take offense? What? Pretty cool, honestly. I turned to Sormi, who had been hiding behind me all this time. Raziel stepped in to provide an apt explanation in my stead. Lilith!
一緒に甲子園行こうよ。
Lilith, please stop.
甲子園は関係ね
The door flung open with a loud bang, revealing the irritated and bright red face of a young man staring daggers at Lilith. The angel Cameo was known as a guardian spirit of Mars, and so most envisioned and depicted him wearing red armor in the fashion of his planet. And indeed, he seemed kind of reddish here too. He had also taken on human form with a normal-sized body and no wings. He was maybe a touch more muscular than me. Otherwise, we appeared to be roughly of the same age.
入れと何回言ったと思ってる。俺はここにいる。とっとと中に入ってこんかバカ者。っていうか、なぜにジャージ軍団なのだ。
Tracksuit Awareness Month, what? Cameo looked thoroughly confused. I could hardly blame him either. I was the only one in our group not wearing a tracksuit.
流行ってるのよジャージ。気に入ってるのよジャージ。
一応このパンドラは学園の形式をとっているんだ。ちゃんと制服を着ろ。ジャージは寝るときにでも使え。
へいへい、お邪魔します。
With Lilith at the front, we all stepped into the student council room one by one. A massive table and a movable whiteboard, no doubt to be used for meetings, caught my eye upon entering. Having said that, though, neither appeared to have seen much use at all. Still, keeping up appearances served its purpose. This is unmistakably a school. Be it the classes, the teachers, the student council, or their students, there existed an undeniable need for arranging things to reflect a human institution. It seemed to play a vital role in creating a desirable environment for the humans of Tokyo Babel.
カマエル、ごめん。リリスを止めるの忘れてた。
くそ。フリーダム夜の魔女を止めるのは貴様の仕事だろう。ねえ、何の用だ。
私たちは別にあなたに要件があるわけじゃないのよ。実は。
Lilith grabbed Sormi, still hiding behind me, by the shoulders, shoving her in front of Camille.
どうも。
人間？おお、東京バベルの存在に気づいたのか。しかもその目は。
It took Camille mere seconds to grasp the entirety of our otherwise fairly complex situation.
ああ、やっぱりこれって気の毒と思われて叱るべき事柄だったりするのかな。
Sormi was certainly not the type to shy away from taking action. A bitter smile on her lips, she promptly responded to Camille's assertion with a question of her own.
東京バベルにおける人間の運命までは我々天使の預かり知らぬこと。ま、気張って生きるがいい。
さて、サラミちゃん、このカマエルをちゃんと目で見なさい。見てるわよ。あなたが移植されたその目できっちりね。でもそれってどうやればいいのよ。せつな、教えてあげて。
I nodded at Lilith and proceeded to place both hands on Sormi's shoulders. Sormi shuddered slightly at my touch as I whispered into her ear.
いいか、目で捉えることだけを重要視してはダメだ。匂い、音、気配、それらは視覚を通り越した何かで総合的に判断する。
総合的に。
Sormi focused her attention on Camille as the latter displayed an expression of clear discomfort while allowing himself to be thoroughly inspected.
見えてた？
A hint of violet washed across her iris. Gethel's eyes were at work, piercing through the very veil of reality.
なるほど。天使の軍団長、立派な天使なのね、カマエルって。赤い鎧に立派な剣、そして鋼鉄の羽。
立派な天使か。久しく聞いてなかった言葉だ。感激で泣けるな。
胸を貸そうか。
Lilith thrust her chest out, to which Camille responded with a frigid look and a shake of his head.
いらない。
仮にも夜の魔女が胸貸してやるって言ったのに、そんなきっぱり否定しなくても。
いや、だってお前に胸を借りると後が怖そうだし、レンタル料金支払えとか言い出しそうだし、ベリアルあたりと結託して。
By the way, Belial was known as the jurist of hell, known primarily for having once filed a lawsuit against Jesus.
おう、説明。今納得しなかったか納得しなかったかこの野郎。
Yes. Lilith shifted her anger at
い
me.
やでも君は夜の魔女だし男と見れば特会引き換えなのだとばかり思っていたのだが
Lilith turned the other way, her cheeks flushed bright red.
ラジエルさん、今なんとこう見えて、このリリスはアダムと手をつないだことがあるのが唯一の異性との接触経験。キスすらない。
Raziella just revealed a critical and potentially devastating piece of information with the tone of a calm and collected businesswoman.
マジか。
マジ。この間酔っ払った勢いでペロッと喋った。
See, that's why you need to stay away from the alcohol, Lilith.
うるさいうるさい。忘れろバカ。
She's the record of God. She's never gonna forget it.
歴史が歪んでいる
Lilith rewarded my quiet soliloquy with a painful kick to the thigh.
リリス、リリスさん。今、私すごいリリスさんに共感してる。ほら、空見、そのキラキラした瞳はなんだ。いや、何よ、やめて。そんな瞳で見つめないで。
お前ら結局何しに来たんだ。お前は確か天道刹那か。最初に会った時から思っていたが何か妙な人間だな。
Camille directed his question at Lilith.
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。こいつは強いわよ。化け物よ。怪物よ。だいたいゲテロを倒したのは彼なんだし。
強いか弱いかを聞いたわけではないのだが、強いだけならこのパンドラの生徒にも何人かいるぞ。
そうして壊れてしまうのでしょ。
The atmosphere turned sour in second as an air of melancholy, pregnant not with hatred or malicious intent, but grief descended upon the room.
それはまあ。
7階層あるこの東京バベルでどうにか巡礼を確認できたのは第4階層まで。それも第4階層に登った人間はそれ以降消息がつかめなくなっている。
強かった上に守護になった天使と悪魔がいたはずだな。
そう。だけど彼らは戻ってこない。人間でも天使でも悪魔でも、まあ壊れてしまうやつは壊れちゃうの。だから人一倍頑丈な天道刹那の出番ってわけ。
だがまだアダムがいるぞ。
Yeah, and Adam's a bona fide badass. Adam?
期待はしているわ。何しろあなたたち天使が総出で作り上げた英雄なんだし。でもそれでも私は彼を推すわね。
A hero, huh? The two of us sounded similar, yet hopelessly distant at the same time. I know what you guys are, though! I was no valiant knight or a hero to be sung of in ballads, nor a villain to be defeated. I was no warrior or sorcerer, I was neither a layman nor monarch. Which is why I felt somewhat envious of him.
ま、判断するのはお前たちだし、責任を取るのもお前たちだからな。
おうとみよう。ああ、そうだ。巡礼した人間で死亡が確認されていない生徒は今何人残ってる？
そんなもの調べてどうするんだ？
If memory serves, it was Oshiba Hagane, Kuromiyako, and the third one, which I can't remember. Lilith lightly tapped Sormi on the shoulders. I believe that one should be Lilith's route.
片っ端から店に行くのよ。
What was she planning?
よくわからないですけど、片っ端から見ていこうと思います。
Sormi was quick to adapt, as usual. Almost abnormally so, in fact.
眠い。
Of course you are. Raziel began to nod off. Lilith took Camille's list and brashly set out with Sormi at her side, intent on checking every single classroom.
ダメ。限界。眠い。
Meanwhile, Raziel, who had been left behind by the rest, lay down in the middle of the hallway to sleep. Despite my confusion, I thought it appropriate to at least bring her back to our place. I picked her up, carried her back to the night duty room. After tucking her in a blanket, I gazed at Raziel's peaceful features as she slept, seemingly exhausted. She stirred under the sheets, muttering something barely audible. Unable to suppress my curiosity, I leaned in closer, hoping to make out the words. She's drooling. Her book. The very same tome she had been searching for.
セファー・ラジエルか。
A sacred grimoire containing all the knowledge of earth and heavens alike, once handed to Adam, the first man. Following his death, the book was passed on to Enoch and later to Noah. After Noah, it went to Abraham, Jacob, Moses, and Joshua, then finally to King Solomon, who commanded 72 demons, aka known as the 72 Demons of the Geisha! Sorry, I'm not staring at you while you're sleeping, I swear. 100% totally legit, not lying to you. Raziel's eyes shot open, gazing deep into mine. Raziel glared at me, frowning. A few seconds later, though, she appeared to have realized something.
日本の伝統、予売と見たがいかがか。
What?
絶望的に違う。というか、まだ夜ではない。
Nightly What? That was hardly an issue either, but I had to set the record straight.
でも私は天使だし、人間みたいなもののあなたとは付き合えない。ほら、身分違いの恋というノリで。
Oh, god damn it! Really? Foreshadowing! Now that I freaking experienced that, I can. Oh my god. Why does Raziel get the short end of the stick? That is just bull!
この場合、身分というより、種族違いではないだろうか。
Raziel appeared thoroughly displeased with my response.
それはなんだかロマンチックじゃない。
身分違いはロマンチック。
物語の王道だし。
そういうものか。
そういうもの。それで顔を近づけていたのはなぜなの？
ああ、ちょっと寝言を聞きたかったんだ。
Raziel's confused gaze made me realize I should have gone into more detail with my explanation.
君はセファー・ラジエルを探しているんだろう？
ああ、それを聞いたのか。
私が学んだ歴史によれば、ソロモン王が持っていた以降のことはどこの記録にも残っていないようだけど。
あらゆる平行世界のあらゆる場所からあの本は消えてしまった。
どういうことだ？あの本は2000年以上も前に書かれたもののはずだけど。
書いた年月は問題ない。あの本は宇宙創生に関わるあらゆる記録を残したもの。
つまり一種の予言書？
To my genuine surprise, Raziel shook her head, refuting my suggestion.
同じようで異なる。予言はいくつか存在する事象から現実に起動するものを当てること。
それではどれだけページがあっても足りないんじゃないか。
私が独自に編み出した圧縮言語を使ってるから情報量は全く問題ないはず。まあ他の天使にすら読めなくなったのは計算外だったけど。
She was a klutz. My first impression of her could be summed up with that one silly word. But she's a lovable klutz, damn it!
あなたも東京バベルを巡礼する際には本を探してくれると大変ありがたい。
了解した。ところでどんな本なんだ？大きさや厚さ、想定のイメージをもらえると探しやすい。
Isn't one like the size of a building?
大きさは私が一抱えするぐらいだから1メートルくらいかな。厚さは15センチくらい。2冊に分かれていて、一つは茶色、もう一つは。
Did we already go through this? Hold on. Did we already go through this? No, we didn't. Raziel took a few moments to think.
もう一つはなぜか忘れた。
I don't know why I thought I've already witnessed this. How did she forget the color of a book she herself penned? I couldn't help but let out a sigh.
電子書籍にすることを考えておいた方がいいんじゃないか？
Raziel promptly nodded in response.
発見したら本格的に電子書籍化への取り組みを行おうと思う。
Quite possibly the rarest document in existence. A tome containing all divine knowledge since creation, divided into 1,500 items, penned by Raziel and the Angels, in an ebook format. I wonder how many hard drives she needs to store all that information. Probably will be about... You know what, I'm not even gonna try to comprehend the number.
自分で言っておいてなんだが、電子書籍は電子書籍でありえないな。
風情などどうでもいい。携帯するのにいろいろと邪魔だし、あれは。
True.
本を取り戻してくれたら何かお礼をする。
別に必要ない。無論、探すつもりだ。
あ、リンゴとか欲しくないだろうか。天国に行けば多分実っているはず。
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of blood red apples up there.
服は着ているから、これ以上の知恵は結構だ。
品種改良して美味しくなったのに。
Raziel hung her head, her tone heavy with dejection. I decided to apologize, realizing I had been inconsiderate.
ただ美味しいだけなら、まあ、食べないこともない。
She nodded gleefully just as our two resident but busybodies returned from their expedition.
イエホー！戻ったぜ！戻ってきたぜ！疲れた。疲れすぎた。疲れ切った。くっそ。東京バベルでも疲労の概念はあるんだ。
I think this is... Called it. There we go. Now we can finally do it. Hinoe Wataru.
ではとりあえず、日の上渡るを調べてみよう。
Finally, we begin the Lilith route.
ちなみに根拠は？
Won't get much of it done though. I didn't have a particular reason.
リリスが気になるというのなら、その勘を信じるべきではないかと思っただけだ。
おほ、私の女としての勘。私も女だが。私も女です。二人と私では言うならば目標度が違うのよ。
Inner tigress.
おぼこのくせに。
Good God, Raziel.
なんか言うた？今なんか言うたろ。あたいの悪口言うたやろ。
Did you just let your gangster out for a moment there, Lilith? Lilith, with tears in her eyes, proceeded to shoot a volley of ineffective jabs at Raziel's chest.
なんで関西風になまるのさ。こっちの方がおキャンで可愛いかと思ってこびた。
Sure, for people who like gangsters. I wasn't so sure it worked the way she intended.
どうだった？刹那。
一つだけ確信できるのは、リリスと付き合う男は疲れるということだ。
おお、納得するな。
And after that episode...
それじゃあ空見、日の上くんについてはよろしく。空見の会話スキルでうまいこといろんなことを聞き出して。
Now we finally get to see what Hinoe looks like.
あいあいさん。それで刹那はこれから先を見据えて特訓する。まあ特訓というよりはこの東京バベルでの戦いに慣れてもらうわ。
Okay, so in Raziel's route, I was training with Belial. In Sormi's route, I was training with Cameo. Who am I going to be training with in this route? Astaroth?
了解。
I wasn't too good at talking to people after all. It was a smart decision on Lilith's part to leave the logistics of investigations to Sormi. What I wished most of all right now is to improve my fighting techniques. My innate abilities might have gotten us through the encounter with Gethel somehow, but I highly doubted they'd prove enough to conquer the entirety of Tokyo Babel.
じゃあ私と刹那は体育館に行く。空見は聞き込み。ラジエルは 私は図書館で資料を探
She seemed to be very content with that role.
す。まあほどほどにね。あとついでだからケルベロスの餌もやっといて。
Cerberus? Cerberus was a three-headed corgi that was kept around here. Oh my god, a three-headed corgi! Oh my god! That is just fucking adorable. It used to be the watchdog of the gates of hell in the past, but nowadays it just acted as a cute little animal, eventually becoming the mascot of Pandora. That is the cutest freaking demon dog mascot I've ever witnessed. No one could repeat that line if he transformed to his real shape, though.
ケルちゃん。今日は我々が当番なのだ。
It sounded like even animals in Pandora were managed as though they would have been on regular. I had a mild stroke, as if they would have been in a regular school.
ケルベロスって頭が3つある地獄の番犬？そう。かっこいい？
Sormi seemed excited.
むしろキュートで可愛い。見に行きたい。それなら餌やり係を代わってくれると嬉しい。
It seems Sormi fell right into Raziel's trap.
やるやる。
Raziel raised her hand in a celebratory pose, so Lilith and I gave her a poke in the forehead.
よーし、それじゃあ今日は空を飛びつつ相手を殴ったり殴られたり蹴ったり蹴られたり切ったり切られたりするよ。
Wait a minute, am I training with you?
了解した。
Lilith picked up two bamboo swords, throwing one for me to catch. Apparently she wanted to practice with
相
those.
手は君が。
どうしようかね。カマエルやベリアルの方が強いしやりやすい気がするけど。
She paused for a moment of deliberation, but eventually seemed to dismiss the idea and readied her sword.
ひとまずは私で。物足りなければ明日以降カマエルやベリアルを呼ぶよ。
How about both of them? Lilith swung the bamboo swords a few times, cutting through the wind with a master's grace and pointed it at my nose.
物足りなければだけどね。
ひとまずやってみるよ。
オッケー。それではよーいドン。
Something hard hit my head the very second she gave the signal. I couldn't react, I couldn't see what it was. I blinked once and there it was, a bamboo sword in my face.
空気の力を使って加速してみた。私の身体能力は大したことないけど、それでも魔力を上乗せすればこのくらいはできる。
She let out a boastful chuckle.
これの利点は魔力のたかがあまり関係ないことね。炎を作り出して相手を攻撃すれば、そりゃもう魔力をドカ食いするけど。
Next, Lilith got a hold of me and sent me flying towards the ceiling.
こういう身体強化ならば使用する魔力はほんのわずか。刹那の乏しい魔力でもまあなんとかなるわよ。
I thought I heard her speaking, but I had trouble concentrating on her words as my backbone crashed into the ceiling.
運用効率が悪い。
The bamboo sword crashed into my face.
属性変更の対応速度が遅い。
Jeez, Lilith! The bamboo sword dug into my solar plexus.
とにかく遅い。早く早く。ただ。
Fuck! There was hardly a place left on my body that the bamboo sword hadn't marked at some point. Lilith moved through the field strategically, elusive, but also hell-bent on causing me damage. She danced around the field unhindered, her lightning swings like stings of a bee. Despite the pain, however, merely observing her helped me understand how one could use magic more effectively. There was a vast difference between the amount of magical energy human and demon bodies could store. I could not catch up to her on that end, no matter how hard I tried. It was an inborn aptitude. No human could ever hope to surpass angels and demons in that regard. Still, we weren't completely helpless as long as we knew how to use it effectively. I could waste my magical energy summoning flames that would swallow everything around me, but I could do the same. Burn everything through physical means instead. After what I thought was about 10 hours, but in truth were 10 minutes, we decided to take a break.
水飲む？
飲む。
I snatched the bottle out of her hands and gulped everything it contained in a single breath. For a moment I was worried my sweat glands went haywire from the amount of sweat they excreted over the fight.
ちょっと私の分も残しなさいな。
Lilith pulled out a second bottle from somewhere.
水うまー。こんなに汗かいたのも初めてだわ。
初めて？今まで戦ってきたんじゃないのか？
It would have made more sense if she said it was a long while, but the first time? I couldn't believe she never had the chance to fight anyone in the thousands of years she spent in the world. Lilith covered her mouth, the word whoops escaping through her fingers. Apparently, I shouldn't have heard that remark.
いろいろと私には秘密があるのだよ。いや、大した秘密じゃないけどね。
うん。
知りたい？
差し支えなければ教えてほしいけど。
じゃあ、ちょっと屋上で話そうか。ジャージ姿でするような話でもないし。
制服姿でするような話なのか？
Lilith mischievously smiled, whispering, "Sure." Both of us back in our uniforms, we faced each other. She leaned against the roof's fence with her back and took a sip from the bottle of Ramune she seemed to have pilfered somewhere.
記録と記憶って違うわよね。
Records and memories. It's a good question. She came at me with a question out of the blue.
まあ、そうだな。
記録は保存するもの、記憶は刻むもの。で、私には記録はあっても記憶はないの。
記憶がない？
真理は時の娘、欺瞞は闇の娘。それが私のレソンデートル。
Finished with her drink, she languidly threw the bottle behind her over and beyond the
より具
fence.
体的に言うと、私は幻影でしかないけど、それでも存在しているのよ。
どういうことだ？
She signaled me to come closer, and I did so. I'm sorry, as I did so, she reached out and touched my face with the tip of her finger.
そう、私は幻影。ここにいるけど、ここにはいない。
ああ、それは知っている。
そう、幻影だというのにおおよそ最高に幻影らしくないのがこの私。
She chuckled to herself.
幻影って言ったら普通はあれでしょ、ロボットみたいなものだって思うでしょ。ところがどっこい、私には自立した意識すら存在するの。まああれね、言うなればコピーロボット。コピーされた瞬間、私には本体とは違う意識が宿るのよ。
うん。大量生産したロボットの AI が独自学習を果たしたようなものか。
そうそう、そんな感じそんな感じ。
She gave me a nod.
まあ何にせよ、ここにいるのはリリスであって私じゃない。何もかもが欺瞞であると同時に真実でもある。うん、我ながら哲学的ね。
Would that qualify as philosophical? Either way, a part of her speech bothered me a little.
なら、他にもリリスはいるのか？
いるわよ。たっくさんいるわ。ただこのパンドラには私一人ね。
それじゃあ他は？
She shrugged.
全然知らない。わからない。ただどこかにいるってことだけは分かってるけど。
今ここにいるリリスが幻影だとしたら、本来のリリスはどこにいる？
I mean, a hologram couldn't be a hologram without reflecting something real. There had to be someone who made her in the image of themselves. Lilith mischievously smiled and answered the question with a question.
それを知ってどうするのかしら。
I wonder.
別に。ただ、会ってみたいと思っただけだ。
つまんないわよ。私の本体なんだし。
I shook my
自
head.
分を卑下することはない。リリス。君は、ただでさえ愉快極まりないんだから。
She hit me. She suddenly attacked me for no apparent reason at all.
痛かったのだが。
しゃかましいわ。しんみりしていた気分がなぜか台無しだわ。
しんみりしていたのか。
じゃあ私が本体に会うなと命令してあっちの方が会いに来たらどうする？本体と幻影、あなたはどっちに従うの？
本体と幻影で 意見が異なる状況があるのか？
めったにないとは思うけど、まあそういうこともあるかもしれないわ。
だったら私は君に従おう。
I didn't have to spend a second to consider the answer. I thought the reasoning was obvious, but Lilith seemed to have been surprised.
私の意見に従ってくれるの？
それはそうだろう。本体がどうであれ、私を救ってくれたのは君だ。
救うね。私はあの地獄から別の地獄に配置転換させただけって思わなくもないけど。
少なくともこの世界はまだ終わってはいない。向こうの世界のように全てが滅びたわけではない。
Something in my words seemed to make Lilith glance at the sky. I followed her gaze.
そうかね。私たちはとうに終わった世界であがいているだけかもしれない。
I've heard that over 80% of the world's angels and demons had already fallen to the divine calamity.
他の天使や悪魔は東京バベルを巡礼さえすれば元通りになると信じている。何もかも以前のまま過ごせると。
違うのか？
甘いわよ。蜜より甘い。もう元の世界とは違う価値観を持たなくてはならない。絶対的な権力者が絶対的に振る舞うことはもうない。
Beings of power?
それは神のことを言っているのか？
まあね。それに天使だったら四大天使、悪魔だったらルシファーといった権力者がほぼ壊滅状態だし。
All of them were still treated as missing in action, but given the conditions of Tokyo Babel, it would have probably been more to wise to assume them perished at this
どう
point.
なるのかしらね。一体。
これ以上悪くなることはないだろう。
いやいや、そう思っているうちはまだ落とし穴があるものだよ、刹那君。
We fell silent for a moment. Eventually, Lilith clapped her hands to liven up the mood.
締めっぽくなったわね。明るい話でもしましょうか。
別に構わないが、何を話す？
なら若者らしく女の子と付き合ったことある？
Technically two, I guess. In this sense.
ない。
The end.
おーい、話を発展させろ。せめてその努力を見せろ。
That was a very tall order for someone like myself.
女の子と付き合ったことも付き合ったこともない。
あまり発展しないどころか、むしろやらしい方向になった気がする。
What was she imagining?
だいたい以前聞いた気がする。リリス、君は男と付き合ったことがないと。
ありますわよ。ジャンガジャンガ男という男をむさぼり食ってましたわよ。
本当だったとしても、それは記録であって記憶ではないだろう。
Lilith's face grew bright red from what I guessed was uncontained rage, and she proceeded to hit me again.
このバカ。
One could mistake this for a heartwarming rom-com routine, but her punches imbued with magic rained down on my body hard. While they lacked killing intent, she was more than willing to maim. One tremendous blow crashed into my liver. I staggered, bile rising up my throat.
私のことはどうでもいいのよ。よくないけど、とりあえずどうでもいいのよ。あなたよ、あなた。
Sorry, this is your route. You're the focus.
私？
そう。この東京バベル、割と可愛い女の子が多いとは思わない？
いや、興味がないのだけど。
思春期の少年のくせに？
思春期はまだ来てないし、来る予定もないよ。リリスは知っているじゃないか。
I would pass away in a couple of years. I was designed as a temporal component of God. When I died, another one like me would take my place. In that sense, I guess I was kind of similar to Lilith.
なんとでもなるわよ。
Like turning me into a demon? She didn't seem particularly shaken by the
な
revelation.
んともならないと思うが。
なんとかするって。きっとなんとかできる。ここには 天使と悪魔が揃ってる。あなたの一人や二人、簡単に直せるわ。
It wasn't an issue of fixing or breaking. My body could only function for a few years as per its core design. I doubted that angels or demons could rework every single one of my cells. Not to mention...
そこまで長命を望んでないよ、私は。最悪でも、この状況が好転するまで使い潰されれば、それでいい。
まあ、使い潰すって言ったのは私だけど。せめて巡礼が完了するまでは頑張ってほしいわね。
了解。そこまでは頑張ってみよう。
それからね、そろそろ一人称は元に戻してもいいんじゃないかしら。
I hesitated for a second, but then again, I myself wasn't overly comfortable with the way I had been forced to speak. I decided to go with her suggestion.
どうして僕を選んだんだ？
Maybe it was the adoption of a more casual tone, but I suddenly felt like I could openly ask her a question that had been weighing on my mind for a while.
それもあなたが面白そうだったから。
I couldn't help making a face.
面白そうで僕を召喚したのか？
ええ、そうよ。面白いってことは重要よ。すごく重要なことなのよ。あまたあった平行世界で切なほど奇怪な人生を送った人間はいないでしょうよ。
You got that right. Fun, huh? I didn't necessarily feel contempt about her changing at my fate because of a random whim. In any case, the truth that she had saved my life didn't change. Though there was still one thing that bothered me.
僕は必要か？
ええ、とっても必要よ。
She grinned, as if having seen straight through me. She certainly smiled a lot now that I thought about it. The whole world probably looked like one giant box of fun to someone like her.
しかし、君の思想はよそに触れ回らない方がいいだろうな。
へえ、そうでしょうね。究極的な話、私にとっては何もかもが人事だから仕方ないのだけど。
She chose fun as her motivation in a world where demons died, angels went mad, and humans were at the brink of extinction. Rather than just a blasphemy, the action felt almost like an actual sin against nature at this point. Or at least, those more righteous than myself would likely think so. I doubted demons would have enjoyed having their lives played around with just for fun.
人事か。幻影の君にとっては何が滅んだとしてもあまり自身と関係がないわけだ。
うん、そうそう。そりゃ死んだら悲しいわよ。でも私にとってはたかだか1年にも満たない付き合いだからね。
白状だな。
My harsh statement only made her smile.
そうそう。白状白状。誰が滅んでも、誰が壊れようとも、誰が泣いたとしても、きっと私は薄ぼんやりと見届けるんでしょうね。
それは僕が死んでも？
ええ、もちろんよ。笑顔で見送ってあげるわ。
She already had a broad grin on her face.
そうか。なら僕は。
Oh, holy shit. Guess I'll just save it here. Witch of the Twilight. Okay, I mean... Fuck. Screw it, I'm gonna end it here. Time-wise, I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here, so... I'm not entirely sure which choice I should go with. I wouldn't mourn your death, would probably just, like, feed it a little bit into the, you know, her demon aspect. But I feel like I would cry for you would either A, make her laugh, B, make her hit me again, or C, all the above. But, I'm not entirely sure which one I should go with, so that's where I'm gonna end it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the abrupt ending, because I don't know what the fuck to pick here. And I will see you guys in the next video.